Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about the movies, of course, TV stars, merchandising, or whatever the case may be. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, I'll be talking about it. I mean, okay, technically, they didn't make this movie, but the character did appear in some of their stuff, so I just thought, close enough. So anyway, I figured I would be talking about, yep, the Barbie Diaries. So this is what I'll be talking about, folks. Yes, of course, this is one of the earlier, early films of the franchise. So yes, it does has that uncanny animation type of thing, and yeah, you can really tell. You can really tell. So okay, I just figured I'd just talk about this because I've seen this not that long ago. This is a motion capture teen drama animated movie, I guess you can call it that. It premiered on Nickelodeon of that year and released onto DVD eventually, I guess you can say. So, yes, this has some singing in the film, of course. A matter of fact, this was probably the only Barbie movie to be produced. Curious Pictures. Yeah, sometimes it's spelled with a question mark, so I don't know why, but whatever. It was this American company, FX Animation Studio and Multimedia Company, that was primarily based in New York City. That American company, when it was around, that is, had produced television programs, commercials, animation, yes, even video games. The company was known for its flagship work, such as the preschool television series A Little Curious for HBO, and of course did something for Disney Junior for a little while. The more you know, and yes, even did some stuff for Nick Jr. for a good while. So yeah, this company produced quite a few programs when it was around. So there was that. Oh, come on, Rogue Agent Kilowatt Dan. What are you saying? I can't go camping? Something like that? That's manly. When did I say that? When did I ever say you couldn't do that? I don't care. Go ahead, whatever. Christ. Oh, what? I can't do the car restoration? I like taking old cars. You say I should be against that? What? You can do that all you want. Sure, whatever you want to. I don't care. Christ, people are annoying. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Of course, like always, let's just talk about the plot, shall we? So let's get into it. Oh yeah. Right, so in this movie, we get to see that Barbie herself is pretty much portrayed as this typical American teenager who is a sophomore in high school, who, let's just say, just encounters the problems that real life teenagers would encounter, making new friends, dating, gossip, and getting involved in school activities as these individuals should, because in your young life, you should be active as much as you could. I mean, yes, I know there may be some weight problems, but when it comes to some teenagers, sure, and maybe acne, but there's a whole other thing there. But anyway, you get the idea here. She wants to fit in her own way, of course, while still want to keep her own identity, of course. And yes, she obviously makes friends, of course. She's Barbie after all. And then there's the whole bit with the music, singing, and all that. Yeah, that's gonna be a part of it, of course. Not a surprise when you think about it. Not surprising. Anyway, but yes, of course, she has to go through the whole thing with when it comes to high school. So again, I'm reviewing a high school thing again. And yes, like I said, she does make some friends, as one would expect, of course. Anyway, yeah, she does come across some friends and then some individuals. And yeah, let's just say on the first day of school, she attempts to become some kind of, I guess, let's just say she wants to enjoy some activity and does, of course, get into these kinds of activities, obviously. But it does a bit of a plow because it's not super easy, obviously, because when you're at this age, doing a lot of this stuff is brand new. So, of course, it's not going to be super easy to do, kind of a thing, of course. You're not going to really know what you're doing or how to do it. You know what you want to do, you just don't know how to do it. So, like the old saying goes, like when people say ignorance is bliss, not really. Ignorance is not bliss because you're gonna make some mistakes, of course, when you think about it. What? You telling me that stamp collecting is too manly for you? Huh? Yeah, tell me. Christ, like I told you before, I don't care. What is wrong with you? Jesus, man. I like wrestling. Is that too much for you? I want to wrestle people. I did that in high school way back when. Oh, Christ. I do not care. How many times do I have to say this? Let me just go back to what I was saying here. Christ, I'm going to just finish up this video. But anyway, that's pretty much the general idea when it comes to this movie. So, of course, he has a thing with the Barbie and whatnot. So, of course, he's going to capture the feel of this kind of genre for family and whatnot, kind of like a slice of life kind of a thing, I reckon. Sure, that's definitely is a thing here. But anyway, yeah, like I said, that's the general premise when it comes to this kind of a thing, folks, for this. But yes, this was definitely a movie in that was not produced by Mainframe Entertainment. Mainframe Entertainment was behind some of these features, and yes, it was definitely something alright. Like I said, when it comes to the animation, you can definitely tell it was produced by someone else compared to the films like that was released before and after. And it was also the last Barbie film to be, I guess, released by Lionsgate in the United States and Canada. And as Universal Studios already released the films overseas with a national distributor with the entertainment rights, was also set to take over the home video releases rights for the next film. So yeah, in other words, when it came to this movie, there was some serious partner changes in a lot of ways because Montel thought I guess it had to move business with someone else, and you can so tell in a lot of ways. Yeah, it feels different. It does feel very different compared to some of the other Barbie films that were released before and after. Whether that's a good thing or not, that's kind of debatable, I guess, in some ways. Seriously, look at this. It looks, yeah, it has that weird early 2000s vibe to it when it comes to the animation. And yes, it would move. The animation would move around just as strangely bizarre as you might think. Unintentional maybe, but still though, Jesus Christ, just seems kind of bizarre. And yeah, it has that weird look to it, which yes, is pretty distracting when you think about it. And yes, like I said before, motion picture. And to my knowledge, this was probably the only entry in the series that they actually did this with. So I mean, okay, I'll give you some points for trying to be experimental, I guess. Whether you succeed or not, that's a different thing. But still, there are points for, I guess, for trying to be experimental. I guess. Yeah, but it kind of moves. The animation just moves kind of weirdly in some ways when you think about it. Oh, okay, that was that. Oh, what are you trying to say, Rogue Educate Road? That I can do some uh gym stuff. You don't get go to gym and get all sweaty. I don't care. What it bother me for? I mean, seriously, let me be. Oh, what? You saying that I can't sniff those jock straps things after those men using in the gym? Okay, I don't even want to make a comment about that. I'm just gonna go over here. Anyway, there's a whole diary thing does come into play quite obviously, like the title of this movie would suggest, of course. But yeah, that's like I was saying, it's trying to give a slice of life kind of thing here, folks. At least that's the impression I'm giving when it comes to this kind of a thing. Like, all right, so I guess this definitely is the thing here, folks. Why not? I suppose by all means go for it. The movie itself is pretty short. It's only about like an hour and 10 minutes, so it's pretty short for what it is, I guess. Yeah, these movies tend to be fairly short anyway, so I can't really complain too much really because they were always short, at least the vast majority of the time anyway. Anyway, yeah, this film does deal with someone has a boyfriend, and then someone else has a crush on said individual, and then somebody's ex-friend stealing some kind of parking space at school, and stuff like this, of course. And like okay, and then there was that, of course. I guess trying to give some kind of conflict going on, like some kind of drama, I reckon. And that's not going to go in the story, I suppose. Why not? All right, then. There was that kind of thing. Trying to have these characters go through some stuff, of course. And yes, obviously, Barbie wants to work together with her friends and do the whole thing with the diary and then the music, of course, work together in some kind of band kind of a thing. Of course. I mean, why not? I suppose. Of course, they're going to have some kind of relevance to the plot. I mean, the friends she has made in the movie are not just going to be just there just to talk to her from time to time. Her friends that she does make in the movie that does stick around her actually has some kind of relevance to the story because like they actually do things with her, not just talk to her and do nothing. So what I'm saying is that Barbie herself is not the only character in the movie that's going to push the plot along, whatnot. Her friend's going to be pretty active in their own way, I suppose. So there was that, I guess. Anyway, but as for the voice acting is pretty solid. I suppose the voice acting is good enough. It's serviceable. It may not be anything groundbreaking when it comes to the obviously the voice acting, but it's good enough. Is what I'm saying. The voice acting is good enough, of course, and whatnot. So there was that. There's nothing really I can complain too much when it comes to voice acting. It's serviceable, and you can tell the people who are behind this were actually trying to give quite a bit of effort. Of course, that's fine. Okay, like I mentioned before, folks, the singing. The singing is actually quite nice in its own little way, of course. Obviously, I was not expecting too much, considering that these are typically direct-to-video type of movies, of course. And for its all things considered, for its worth, it's not too shabby. I suppose it's fine. It does the singing. It does its job. I reckon it does what it's supposed to be doing. Of course, just like the voice acting, the music does its job. There's nothing also. There's nothing too spectacular. It does what it's supposed to, of course, and whatnot. And it's definitely does its job. So the tune of the music is nice. The lyrics aren't too. They're pretty much what you expect when it comes to this kind of style of storytelling, and when it comes to like drama and whatnot. Of course, the music is gonna be in relation to that somehow. The music has to push the plot somehow as well, I guess. Anyway, just let me see. For closing comments, I can definitely say that the movie's decent. I thought it was very decent. Well, it's I'm gonna say it's probably one of the weaker entries of the series, but it's decent enough. It's not something I hated really. It's not something I'll get mad at, but I'll give this movie an overall rating of a 5.8 out of 10. It's a 5.8 out of 10 for me. So of course, as always, thanks for watching. See ya. Until next time. Oh yeah.